Welcome everyone, one and all, to my reaction to Season 1, Episode 3 of Fellow Travelers Hit Me. So, last time in the present time, we ended on a very sour note between Hawk and Tim as Tim went to church and basically confessed his sins, which shows that he is having these questions, he is having these issues within himself as to whether he should just follow his faith, what he sees as his faith and the requirements of it, or if he should just keep pursuing this thing with Hawk. It seems like he's having a real issue juggling those things right now. And then with everything that happened with Mary, it definitely left a sour note in Tim's mouth when it came to Hawk as a person. But in the future scenes, we saw the reunification of Tim and Hawk. We saw them see each other again, and it was rough. It was rough. Testaments to both of them as actors, because you could see that there was so much history and so much pain there. Even the history and pain that we don't know yet. Like, we haven't got to that point. So it's kind of got me even more curious and even more excited to see what happens to get to that point. What happens to get to a point of them just not even communicating after all those years. Very curious to see what other pieces we get this episode. But with that said, let's jump back in to the world of Fellow Travelers. Did they go on holiday?
You took that. I remember.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, stop.
I'll be fine. Go to your movie.
Thank you for dinner.
Oh my god, the little look up and down. Get fucked, you are not in her good books.
24 hours. That's a long way to travel for Chinese takeout.
Beef.
There's a lot going on at home. We're moving to Milan. Finally got that European posting.
Congratulations.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks, because not only is, like, the implication that obviously he's got his dream life, he's with his wife, got his kids, they're going to live with his dream job and everything, but he's standing in front of Tim, someone who is dying, someone who never got any of his wants, any of his wishes, any of his dreams, and that... fuck, you know, that is so... sad.
Your sister thinks I want to ease my conscience.
You'll need a few centuries in purgatory to do that.
I'm Presbyterian. We skip purgatory. Go straight to hell.
Yeah.
Well, at least they can still joke around.
They say if you have lesions and PCP, it's a matter of months.
Have you had...
PCP? Yes.
May I use your bathroom?
Through the kitchen.
What a horrible time to be alive. Honestly, what a horrible time to be going through that. Having debates with your friends who's going to live longer. Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, we don't want to destroy a man because he's made a mistake or two. They destroy men for much less, sir.
Damn, that's cutthroat.
Your tip checks out. A couple years ago, an Army corporal sent a letter to Senator Benton.
Big McCarthy critic.
Ah.
Where's his corporal now?
Selling himself in Rehoboth Beach.
Nice place to spend a weekend. You going alone?
I am, but that doesn't mean I'll be alone.
On the house, handsome.
Oh yeah, these two had something going last episode.
He walked out my door, slammed it behind him, as I recall. Apparently I offend his sense of morality.
You offend my sense of morality.
I mean, Hawk, listen, I get what you're saying and everything, but let's be real. Do you not understand where Tim was coming from? Like, come on now.
And not that you care, but you missed his birthday.
Oh.
He noticed.
Oh, shit.
Mr. Laughlin, see you've been promoted. Head water boy.
Mr. Fuller?
I need to speak with this young man on a very urgent matter of national security. Would you mind? Thank you.
Wow. That's fucked.
I've decided to forgive you.
Forgive me.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Listen, Skippy, I want to spend the weekend with you. Go back to the...
Oh, it's so frustrating because, like, my own sense of morality is being thrown off by this man because I can't imagine myself living in those times. I'm trying to think to myself, was it wrong? Yes. Was it necessary? I don't know. Did it need to be done? I don't know. Like, I can't imagine what I would be thinking and feeling living in the times and in the positions that they are in. So I genuinely just, I can't say where I would stand on the issue, even though my morality right now is telling me that it was wrong. I'm very curious to see where Mary stands in all of this, though. Like, is her and Hawk's relationship still there, or does she have animosity towards him? But then he did technically save her from prosecution. I don't know.
I don't feel well. I should go home.
That leaves me in a bit of a pickle. We have a
I'll
big
come in
day.
early Monday and catch up. Sorry.
He really said, yeah, no, I said what I said. I'm leaving. But okay, Tim, you made your decision. Okay, these two are continuing things.
I hope this isn't too forward. If you need a break from wallowing, come to our show tonight.
Ooh.
That's a white club, and I don't think it's queer.
No, those white squares love Stormy.
So a white, not queer club. You gotta be careful there, surely.
Well, for one, I'm not exactly like the studs you used to leave the bar with.
I'm a man who likes to fuck men, and I don't apologize for it. Sorry if that came out a little rough.
That was quite rough. That was quite,
My dad was I can handle myself. The question is, can you handle me?
Oh, damn. Tell him how it is. I love that energy.
Is this my birthday present?
It's more like an education.
An education.
They'll offer to blow you for $5, but 50-50 they'll just beat you up and take your wallet.
No.
Why would anybody take that risk?
It's the risk that makes it exciting, Skippy.
You say that. I don't necessarily agree. But I come from a different time. But yeah, one thing I'm curious about, this whole idea of they feel safer out here away from the spies and everything. Are the people looking for the spies and everything really that stupid that they don't actually keep track of these things? Because surely if there's a place where like a lot of people are going because they feel safer out here, surely that's where you need to start looking, you know? Not to say that I want these queer people to be caught and everything, but I'm just saying from like a logistical perspective, that's a little bit silly on their part that they haven't realized that this whole system is going on. But I suppose you need insider information to get it, and no one's willing to do that, so it makes sense.
Hey, I gotta take a little walk.
What?
Just an army friend next door, Bill and I are helping out. 20 minutes tops.
So he's gonna ask for money. See him hustling the nomad a lot these days.
Sure he has the goods.
He says he does.
Is this what he was talking about when he was saying that he was gonna get information from someone? Because he talked about someone like an ex-army person, and that was the information that he handed off to his political guy. So is this an extension of that? Has he come to get info from him?
Hey, snap out of it, Corporal. We need to talk.
Is he drugged up?
Hawk. Goofballs.
Yeah, I assume some kind of drug then.
Perhaps we should focus on things we can control.
Such as?
Well, has it occurred to you that the three men leading the Christian crusade against communism, you, Roy, and David, are all bachelors?
Oh, I didn't think about that. That's a bit stupid. From like a political perspective. You gotta be careful.
Someone managed to get his draft status changed from 4F to 1A.
What does that mean?
Eligible to serve.
Ah, okay. So he's gonna have to serve anyway.
I tend to get what I want.
Wow.
Often at the expense of those who try to prevent me from getting what I want.
True political power.
If Mr. Shine is drafted, which I expect he will be, he'll be inducted and treated as any other soldier.
Nice.
Good day, gentlemen.
Stand your ground. Correct.
Taking orders from the kinds of brutes that you see fighting on 14th Street that I wouldn't let shine my fucking shoes?
Oh my god, you were such a pretentious little shit, aren't you?
Go over Reba's head, all the way up to the Secretary of Defense, or Eisenhower. I have to.
Oh my god.
Don't you dare mock me! You can't help a friend when he needs you the most!
Wow, oh my god, they have truly turned on each other. Okay. I mean, neither of them seem like very nice people, so I'm not too concerned.
She's beautiful, and her face is perfection. She will do anything for me, anything that I ask.
What a swell relationship they have. Can we please stop showing me cocktails? I'm trying to not drink alcohol at the moment, and that is looking really nice.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh my god. Not surprised.
I shouldn't have done that.
Why not?
I'm with someone.
Been sitting by yourself.
Well,
Anyone that leave you behind doesn't deserve to keep you.
oof. To be fair though, I respect the grind. It's Jonathan Bailey, you know? Respect him. Good job. It's weird because like I'm trying to sit here and hold my usual morals of like, oh, you're in a relationship, you shouldn't cheat and all that. But I don't know if they really apply in these times. You know, like, do they really apply? Like, they're not actually in a relationship because Hawk's currently trying to get with that woman and Tim's in a fake relationship with Mary. It's like everything is so up in the air and thrown around and not conventional that it's hard to really put any kind of level when it comes to cheating on anything.
Do you have any idea where he might hide it?
No, but it's gotta be in here somewhere.
How long have you left Tim Hawk? It's been a while.
Hawk?
Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hey, stop.
Oh, he's angry.
I don't like being spied on.
I don't like being abandoned. Who was that?
It's a friend of Bill's. The kid's having some trouble. Will you get out of the streets? Christ. I didn't think it would take long, and then you and me could...
We could what?
Fuck like rabbits comes to mind.
Oh my god. Okay.
No, I want to be with you. Sleep in the same bed with you all night. Not get kicked out at midnight so the neighbors won't see me leaving in the morning. I want to eat a meal with you like other couples. Men do eat in restaurants. I could be your cousin.
Bless you.
Nephew.
From the poor side of the family.
Lovely.
Here's your key, sir.
Okay.
Enjoy your
It's the trouble, isn't it, though? It's like you can, in these times, never be a normal couple, but you can try and get by and do as you can. Like, for instance, going to dinner and pretending to be relatives rather than a couple, but still, it won't be the same. It's like, fucking sucks, the idea of living in these times. Every single piece of your relationship marred by the fact that it could get you in serious trouble with the law. You could get arrested. There's so many consequences of simply living your fucking life.
Hello?
Hey there, sweetheart.
Hi, Pop.
Hey, is Grandma there?
Fuck, is he okay? I don't think he is.
No, don't come in. Do not come in.
Go in.
Get out.
Fuck!
Oh, it's fine.
I'm not... It sucks to say I'm not familiar enough with the diseases to understand, like, the ways that you can contract it. Is Hawk going to be alright here? Like, because I know the blood is something that obviously you need to be very wary of, but I'm pretty sure you would need some kind of, like, cut, some kind of, like, open wound on yourself for it then to cause an issue. I don't think it matters if it gets on your skin, but like I said, I'm not too familiar, so...
What do you want, Hawk? Huh?
Wow. I think in these kind of vulnerable moments, that is when you start asking these questions. Like, why are you here?
Because I don't have any left to give. I'm too angry to forgive anybody.
I need to see you, Skippy.
Fair.
That's all I know.
I think I would be pissed at the world as well, let alone the individuals.
You need an AIDS test.
I don't have any cuts in my hands.
In case you do need an open wound.
I'm not talking about my blood. I'm talking about your life.
I feel like in these moments where you're reconnecting with someone, it is something that slips through. It's like, you're so angry, you're so pissed, but then that part of you that does still care for them does seep through at times.
Name, please. Marcus Gaines.
You have a reservation?
Yes, sir.
I don't see yours.
One of the performers put me on the list.
Are you alone?
Yes.
Let me see if I can find something for you. Just one moment, please.
Interesting. I sense some racism in the air.
Congratulations on your birthday, sir.
Thank you. My uncle is treating me to dinner.
Thanks.
Tim, that felt really weird.
Don't overdo it, Skippy.
I was gonna say, that was...
Take it easy on the wine, nephew.
This is what I mean. I feel like every single element of every single interaction is you're having to like monitor yourself and your partner so much. I'm taking that go easy on the wine is more so like, obviously when you have alcohol, you get a lot more loose. You, in their eyes, would be a lot more at risk of revealing something that you may not want to. And so the fact that like, even in that moment, just like every single thing, you're so focused on the fact that you don't want to slip up. I could not imagine living with that stress all the time.
And what are you looking for?
Complete personal freedom.
Yeah, also.
You mean not giving yourself to something or somebody?
If you want to see it that way.
Wow. I feel like these are very important conversations to have.
How does Lucy Smith see it?
Oh!
I'm cutting you off.
Their relationship is funny sometimes when Hawk tries to like put a level of control on Tim and Tim's like, nah, bitch, I'm not doing that.
1,000,000 times I ask you, and then you always answer, perhaps, perhaps, perhaps.
This is so awkward. Tension is in the air. But like, don't get me wrong, these are extremely fair things for Tim to be asking and questioning, and it's one of those things where it's like, if you are on completely different sides of the scale, if Hawk is not prepared to give you something that you want / need, you got your answer, Tim. You know, you probably should see if you can find something better. But also, I equally understand that in these times, finding something better is a once in a million kind of thing. It's a needle in a haystack. It's so hard to find someone to begin with, let alone someone who's actually what you want and need in life, that even nowadays it's hard, and we haven't even got the struggle of it being illegal.
Unfortunately, there's been an overbooking of reservations. We just don't have any more tables.
Wow.
What about standing room at the back? I'm sure I can stand there.
Something wrong?
You're actual assholes.
I think you should leave.
You mean I think you should leave, nigger?
Marcus?
Don't worry. Call them out.
I don't want to waste my money in this alley dump anyway.
Marcus!
Oh.
He goes or you both go. Fine with me, we're overrun with fags tonight.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying you and your boyfriend need to get out
That's
of here.
not my boyfriend, you piece of shit! That's not my fucking boyfriend!
Oh my god.
Let's get off of me! Come on!
Well, that fucking sucked. Jesus Christ. I will say I adore that this show is not just focusing on the queer side of things, because I think that would have been a very easy route to go down considering the story that they were telling. I love that we're not only getting queer stories, we're getting racism stories and a mix of the two. Fantastic route to go down, because it's so important to have these stories. It's so important to have a vivid picture of what it would have been like to live in these times from the views of different people. Like, we're seeing the struggles that Tim and Hawk are going through as two white men, to then go and look at these two and look at how two black men are dealing with this society as well is such an interesting perspective, because it always shows you that things could be worse. There were struggles for everyone on every side, and to ignore that would be a huge disservice. So very much appreciating that they're doing that. But yeah, horrible instance. I love that he brought up the fact that that's how they're avoiding the segregation laws, because a law gets overturned, but even though a law gets overturned, that doesn't mean that people's opinions are getting overturned. It doesn't mean that the societal influence that law has over people and what they consider to be illegal, you can one day just say, oh, never mind, this thing is legal now. Doesn't mean that people's minds are going to be like, oh, sick, cool, it's fine now. No, the people who have that prejudice built within them are probably going to take it to their fucking grave. I mean, it's always been a thing, hasn't it, that when it comes to social issues like homophobia, transphobia, racism, it's like the further you go up, the older people get, the worse their opinion of those issues are, the more prejudiced they are. And it is because as times change, people's opinions don't change with it. People tend to be stuck in their own personal beliefs and everything, even when morally they're wrong. So I really appreciate they brought up the fact that even when laws change, it doesn't mean that people's attitudes change. But yeah, fuck. Bless his heart. Marcus has got a lot of tension and anger within him, rightfully so. Rightfully so. I mean, to live in this world, to imagine myself in this world, and I'm not even a black man, would be fucking horrible. So to have that weighing on as well, and to deal with the homophobia and the racism of the world on a daily basis would so bring you down, and it would just make you fucking angry. But at the end of the day, it's still so sad to just see that he has all of this emotion going through him, he has all of this pain going through him, and still with that, the world is still telling him that he's wrong in every way. Can't imagine what that life experience would do to you, no? Fucking respect to him for him to still be standing on his feet and have the job that he has and have this drive within him when the world has been bringing you down. I don't think I could do that. I feel like if I was dealing with the pain and the oppression that he had, it might just destroy all my motivation to live.
To them, I'm just another Negro walking around Foggy Bottom, but you had to come out and make it worse.
Misdirection of anger. Understandable.
Oh, you're upset because he called us fags in front of all those good-paying white
They
folks?
called you one! Cover yourself up.
Wow.
Get out of the street before you get yourself arrested.
I need my stuff. Walk me back to the club.
Oh, respect. You know what? I need to look up the character's name because I'm not actually familiar. Frankie, yeah. Major respect to Frankie as well, if not more, because it's one thing to live in this world and still try and power through it and still try and live your life as good as you can. It's another thing to unapologetically be yourself and to have that within you. So fucking major respects to you, Frankie, that you're standing here on this day. You are proud of who you are. You know who you are, and you are not going to let these people bring you down for it. Those are the kind of people that really fucking kickstarted the queer movement.
You'd rather be with one of the guys from the Nomad, one of the rough trade you find so exciting, someone who doesn't ask questions.
You know what? That would be refreshing.
Yep.
At the bar, I kissed a man.
Ooh. Hawk seems like someone who's quite possessive, so we'll see what happens here.
The
could have gone home with him. He wanted me.
You want me to be rough trained? Hit me.
Each to their own. If that's what you wanted, then okay, but Jesus.
Again.
Fucking hell. I will say personally, I'll never understand this kind of stuff because, like, I know it's consensual and everything, but like, if a partner hit me, I would be out of that door, crying my eyes out, and fucking running for the hills.
Put your hands up. Who do you belong to?
I was wondering if this would come up. He is an extremely like possessive and dominant personality in their why am I doing that? Oh, why am I doing that? And dominant personality in their relationship, as I was saying. So.
C-O-H-N. Do you not read the Washington Post, Time Magazine?
Have Colonel Ledoux.
I'm very curious as to whether this guy's persistence on trying to save is it David? I'm really bad with names, guys. I'm so sorry, but you know, his boy toy. I do wonder whether his persistence with that is gonna cause an issue for himself. Because, like, why are you trying so hard to save this guy when all of these rumors are going around about your involvement with him? You know, like, you're not being careful at all. And I have empathy for them as queer people. I don't have a lot of empathy for them just based on their personalities. They don't seem like very good people. So, like, I'm not too concerned about what happens to either of them. But, yeah, I'm also along the route right now of, like, why are you not being more careful? Like, this is too much. He's got a scar on his nose. Is that in reference to the guy earlier saying that the girl had a beautiful face?
I was a year old and I wasn't pretty enough. You had to fix my nose.
What? A year old? That's crazy. Oh, he does have a scar. I swear I'm so unobservant when it comes to like physical appearance. I never noticed these things. As I was saying, is he gonna do something about people still breaking the laws when it comes to segregation, just doing it in a way that they won't get caught?
It was surreal. Coming back from the war, a colored man in America.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Knowing you've put your life on the line for persons who see no value in it.
Oh god, what a perspective as well, damn. That sucks. That really sucks.
I led a squad of 4 men in the push to liberate Velletri. When they fired the K5, you could count the seconds after the boom to know when it was gonna hit. We all took a piece of it.
Wow. Was it shrapnel?
By the time they got to us, 2 of my men were dead.
Was it bad? The wound?
I never really, well, not that I never, but it's interesting to take the perspective of the fact that he's a war veteran into account for his attitudes, because very much own personal freedom, thinks that he's earned it because of the war. He doesn't want to get too attached to people because he's dealt with loss as well. You could say that psychologically that could be an effect of losing men during the war. It's an interesting take too, because I've only really been looking at his character from the perspective of someone who's in his position in government, considering he is also a queer man trying to hide from the government right now. So it's intriguing to take that into perspective as well. Kind of adds another layer to him.
Senator Smith took care of me.
So now you do things for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, understandable where that loyalty comes from then.
Bad things?
Matter of perspective.
Necessary things. Senator Smith is a good man, Skippy. Like you.
Like you. Is that where a respect for Tim comes from as well?
Would you read this? I need your opinion.
Really good, but I don't mean to sound like a prima donna, but where am I? The bouncer called us fags. You forget that?
It's like one fight at a time kind of vibes.
That's not a fight I can win right now. No editor would run that story.
It's so frustrating, isn't it? Because it's like, as a black man, he's already restricted on where he could publish this story and who would even listen to it. If you then put the queerness into it, the only people who would publish it, the only people who would be willing to read it, would then see it as a story that they don't care about. Like they're like, oh god, it's just another one of them, you know. So that fucking sucks. I do understand where Frankie is coming from in the pain and in the emotion of that, because to only fight for one side of themselves, to only fight for a piece of themselves while completely ignoring the other half, would not feel good. But logically, taking all emotion out of it and looking at someone in the future, I think that it's the only way to do it. It's just fight one fight at a time, get past the race issue, and then move into the, well, It's funny, you say get past the race issue. Obviously, there's still racism problems today, but you know what I mean. Deal with one major problem at a time, or else you're just, unfortunately, even though it's stupid, you're going to have no one listening.
Looking at you.
Nice. I was hoping we go down that route. Aww. Oh, this is so sweet. Stop. And people at the time have the fucking audacity to say that you can't love another man. It's forbidden. It's disgusting. Like, go fuck yourselves. Are you saying that this isn't love? Are you saying that that's not what this is? Like, so stupid.
I think the Army needs to be investigated. And if it turns out that the Army command is riddled with commies, we'll smoke them out. Every last stinking pinko traitor.
You are going down a very dangerous line, though.
And when we do, Dave, they won't dare to touch you.
I do find it funny that he's doing all of this effort to save Dave when Dave's an actual wanker. You know what I mean?
I met McCarthy on an Elks Club dinner when I was on leave. It's a couple of years ago. McCarthy noticed I like bourbon.
One sec, I keep getting confused as to which one McCarthy actually is. He's the one that Tim works for, right? Yeah, that's McCarthy. Who's the guy that we were just looking at? I need to get their fucking names in my head. Cone? Is that how you pronounce it? Cone? So Cone is the guy who's got a thing with Dave, and they both work with McCarthy. Boom.
Ended up getting a room in a motor hotel, kept on drinking.
So you're saying McCarthy is queer?
Senator performed sodomy on me.
Oh.
Wasn't my first time. I'm that way, especially when I drink. I'm not proud of it.
I'm not judging you.
Nice.
I didn't hear from him, so I wrote him a letter. Very polite, reminded him of what he offered to do.
Oh no. Did it backfire?
Well, the FBI's breaking down my door, saying I'm going to prison for making threats. I didn't throw to no one.
Wow.
They said they were going to tell my mother what I was. I begged them not to. She was sick. I told her anyway.
Did the shock kill her or something?
She never looked at me again.
Oh, even worse. Just because someone said that they would fucking move you closer to her so that you could be close. Wow. It's like a part of you gets pissed at the mother herself for believing those things, but sign of the times and everything. But just to think that he did that to him when he said that he would move him. I don't get stuff like that, though. Like, if you said that you would move him, if you said that you would do that for him, why not just do it? Because it avoids trouble for yourself. Why not just do it and be done with it? Because now you've got a loose end that, as we're seeing here, Hawk might be taking advantage of and be using against McCarthy. Is it going to get him in trouble, though? Because that's what I don't want. If he's willingly giving evidence, I assume not.
Take care of yourself.
Bless. It's surprising, though, the entire party of the opposition are all queer. You know, like, all three of those men actually are queer. Crazy.
Back to leaving in the middle of the night, sneaking down the stairs, lying.
Skippy, everybody lies about something. You and me, we lie about who we sleep with. I know it hurts you.
Hawk's perspective on things intrigues me every single time he opens his mouth. Like, it's just such an interesting character point because we come from a modern perspective, which I think is very much a Tim perspective, a perspective of equality and wanting to have what everyone else has, just wanting a normal relationship, you know? Whereas Hawk is the kind of person who is fully acclimatized himself to the time that he lives in, fully allowed himself to accept what is realistic in the time and not really get down on it. And it's almost, how do I put this? It's almost freeing in and of itself because he's not allowing himself to get down on the idea of what he can't do, what he can't have. He's just fully accepted it and he's happy with it. You know, it's an interesting take. It's kind of like a way of surviving in the times, you know. So even though I struggle to agree with him because, like, my mind is telling me, no, you should have equal rights. You should be allowed to be together. It's like, I get it. I get it. And that's probably a very healthy way to be living in those times.
Eventually it doesn't hurt as much because you have no choice.
Yeah. Tim's a dreamer and Hawk's a realist.
Not who we sleep with.
What?
It's not who we sleep with.
Who we love.
It's who we love.
Interesting. Is Hawk going to agree with that? God, just look how down in the dumps everyone is. Just so depressed.
Won't be long, Tim.
They know you.
I worked here. Before.
Aww.
You said your sister needs a break.
No.
How long would she need?
No. It's not a good idea.
How long? What, a week? I can do that.
It's one of those things, isn't it? It's like, We know that this will cause issues for Hawk because obviously his wife wants him home, his family will be questioning it, but like at the end of the day, Tim is dying. You've only got so much time left, and like the love and respect that you have for that person should outweigh all of that. So I like the Hawk is doing this, and he's not just like going back to please his wife and everything and not cause an issue, because like that would be such a big disrespect to put that above wanting to help Tim out, you know? Like, I'm glad that he's actually seeing what's important here.
Hey, give me a chance.
A chance to do what?
To fuck it up again.
That's probably the best way he could have worded that.
You sure? No, I'm not sure if anything anymore.
Mr. Fuller?
Is he getting tested himself then? That's good.
On another note,
Oh god, he's got
soon
everything,
you will
doesn't
be
he?
addressing Miss Kerr as Mrs. McCarthy, as we are engaged to be married.
They got engaged. That is such a cover-up. Like, she must be in on it. That is such a cover-up.
In the past 6 months, have you had sex with another man?
Yes.
Yes.
Penetrative?
Yes. With condoms.
What is the frequency of these sexual contacts?
Every few months?
I don't know, 3 or 4 times a year.
Okay.
With the same partner?
Not if I can help it.
Wow. Definitely likes to keep himself detached, doesn't he? God, what if it turns out that he does also have it? That would be crazy. Oh, we're at the end. Shit. That came quicker than I was expecting. I feel like it's weird. Fellow Travelers is the longest show that I watch when it comes to runtime. Like, it is a pure hour of content. But it never feels that way because I'm always so invested in the story and always so, like... It just has me hooked the entire time that I don't realize that I've just been sat here for what was my thing saying? An hour and 15 minutes. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, overall, absolutely fantastic episode. This season has been a series has been a knockout the park in every single way, covering issues of being queer at the time, being a black person at the time, like so many cultural issues that were going on in this time period. And they have, in my opinion, hit it out of the park. I don't know if any historians would have issues with it. I haven't heard about any historians having issues with it. I'm pretty sure it's quite historically accurate, but been absolutely fantastic representation-wise so far. One thing that I did bring up was the idea of the Stonewall riots. I just need to get my dates in order. I believe we're still in the 60s right now. Wasn't Stonewall around then, though? Yeah, I thought so. Stonewall riots were in June, July of 1969. So if we're meant to be in like the earlier days, then like the earlier years of the 60s, then does that mean that we will eventually get there? Because we know that the Stonewall riots were like the turning point when it comes to gay liberation in the United States. So, and to be honest, worldwide, I feel like it's such a talked about thing nowadays that it must have had worldwide implications as well. So I do hope that they cover that as well, but I'd understand if they don't, because obviously New York compared to DC, very different parts of the country, but it would feel weird if they don't cover it, so I'm sure they will, even if it's only in a small way. But yeah, story so far when it comes to like the background plots and everything has been good. It's like it's covering all points of history that I have no idea about. Like, my idea of US history in general is a bit shit. I don't have a lot of US history knowledge because obviously I'm not from there, and so all of our history was UK based and a lot of the time European based. But it is interesting to get a look into the political past of America and see those side of things as well, away from the queer and racism issues as well. I will say that I was not expecting McCarthy and the other two to all be queer in that trio. Like, I was thinking it was kind of like a Hawk and his guys kind of thing, where it's like Hawk is, but on the down low, and that guy don't know. And so McCarthy is just like ignoring what's going on with those two. But no, it makes sense as why he's so chill and relaxed about it all, because he himself is as well. And he also, along with the other two, seems like a horrible person too. So that's great. Nice to see that all three of them are dickheads. But yeah, the Tim and Hawk stuff in the future was really, it was heartwarming this episode, because I think it took seeing Tim, seeing the state he was in, and actually having that moment of fear and worry for him. I think it took that to get Hawk to realize how serious this is, and not just how serious this is, but also how much Tim still means to him, how much he does still love him, and him just offering out of nowhere after like all the struggle of being like, oh, I can only be away for a day, oh god, I need to get back to immediately just be like, I can stay for a week if you need it. Just tell me, do you need me to be for a week? Because I'll do it. Like, it won't be good. Like, I'll have to push for this to happen, I'll get in trouble with the wife and everything, but like, I'm prepared to do it. I think that you definitely need those moments of seeing it with your own eyes, seeing how serious the situation is to truly grasp how you're feeling about it. So that was really sweet to see, and I'm excited to see where we go in the future. I know it's going to be painful. I know that we're eventually going to get to a point. I don't know if they'll show it, but I assume we're going to get to a point where we might actually see Tim die, which that won't be fun, but they've done such a fantastic job so far that I genuinely just can't wait to see where they go with the story from here. But yes, with that said, thank you very much for watching. I've left a link down below to my Patreon, be able to find the early and uncut reactions to Fellow Travelers and all the other shows that I do. Also left a link to my Twitch, my Discord, and my socials, so be sure to follow them if you are interested. And yes, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.